Hi, my name is Liza, and welcome back to your Beginner's Alignment series. Today we will be exploring balanced postures, also exploring the fear of falling and the fear of failure. I say that because falling and failure sometimes go hand in hand with myself, with my own practice, but also when I see other students. We tend to immediately beat ourselves up the moment we have a misstep. It's this constant, insecurity of, God forbid, I'm not perfect in yoga. But yoga isn't a perfection class, it's a practice. And I always say that to remind people that this is the time to be silly, to fall, to be vulnerable, so you can explore your full potential. When you allow yourself to fall, you allow yourself to succeed. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. When you give yourself permission to make mistakes, when you give yourself permission to fail, it doesn't mean aim to fall, it doesn't mean aim to fail, but it means if it happens, okay, this is great, we can learn. As you fall, the body is actually learning, and that's how toddlers begin to learn how to walk. Every time you see a toddler fall, the body learns. Every time we fall in a yoga practice, we don't know it, but it's almost like our bodies are microchips collecting data. And it's like, okay, don't do that because you may fall. The body doesn't necessarily like falling either, which is why it's such a great mind practice. And I feel when it comes to balanced postures and the chakra system, our energy system, as we get into balanced postures, it's more with thought process, the mind, and visualizing things. So I'm so excited to practice this with you. Let's begin as we normally do with our grounding meditation, coming to a comfortable seated position. Grounding down through the sit bones and rising through the crown of the head, feeling that nice length and openness in the spine and the heart. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Last big deep inhale and exhale. Taking a moment to tune on into how you feel today, what's playing throughout the mind. Releasing thoughts of the past and thoughts of the future. And when you are ready, set an intention for yourself for this practice. It could be absolutely anything. Maybe going based off the theme of fear of falling. And let's open this practice with one loud Om. Take a nice big deep inhale for Om. And when you're absolutely ready, gently float the eyes open. Beautiful, guys. I'm actually gonna incorporate a little bit of pranayama or breath work practice, Ujjayi breathing, which will help you ground down into your balance pose practice. So Ujjayi breathing, just kind of inhale through the mouth and exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, now go like you're trying to warm up your hands or fog up a mirror. And then close or seal the lips, close the mouth. And then inhale through the nose. Exhale, sealed lips, same thing. Inhale. Exhale. Same thing. So that is your Ujjayi breath. All right, now that you have that, let's come on to the hands and knees. Something new that will help you with your balance pose. Ground down through the fingertips and the base of the knuckles. Really press into into the hands, sliding, or I should say, opening up in the shoulder blades and the collarbones, shoulders over the wrists, draw the navel on in. Go ahead, send the right heel back as the left fingertips move forward. And just hold here and layer in your Ujjayi breathing. So, last one. And release. Now, if Ujjayi breathing is a little bit too much for you today, that's okay. You can switch to natural, regular breathing. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, rounding in the back. Really kick the right heel up towards the glute muscle, spreading through the collarbones. I mean spreading through the shoulder blades. And then go ahead, release the right knee on down. Opposite side, ground down through the left fingertips, reach the left heel on back. Send the right fingertips forward, draw the navel on in. Nice neutral spine. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. And release the right hand on down. Draw the knee towards the nose, round in the upper back. Chin towards chest, nose towards the knee. Kick the right heel up towards the glute muscle. Go ahead, release. Great job. Come into your first downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And begin to pedal out the legs, bending through one leg, reaching through opposite heel. So bending and pedaling out the feet, reaching one heel, bending the opposite leg, drawing the navel in, smiling and spreading through the collarbones. Sway the head yes, sway the head no. Release any fears, any doubts, any insecurities. And then go ahead, gaze in between the hands. Find your stillness in downward facing dog. Reach the right heel up towards the ceiling, draw the knee towards the nose, step the right foot in between the hands. Go ahead, see if we can come up onto fingertips. From here, take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Step the left foot to meet the right. Sit back into your imaginary chair. You remember Utkatasana. Draw the navel in, sweep the fingertips forward and up. All right, see if you can send that pubic bone towards the navel, grounding down through the heels of the feet. Lift all 10 toes to feel that grounding position. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale, fold. Sway from side to side. Sway the head yes, sway the head no. Blubber the lips to release the jaw. Bend the knees, send the belly down towards those legs. Really give that back a nice gentle stretch. From here, inhale, slide the hands towards the knees, take a nice flat back. And on an exhale, go ahead, release, send the fingertips in alignment with the toes, step the right foot back. Come up onto the fingertips, knee over the ankle. See if you can send the right hip up and in. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, ground down through the fingertips, step back into your plank posture. Take a nice big deep inhale. Go ahead, shift the weight forward, firm the forearms in towards each other. Then see if you can release the knees. Slowly lower the heart in between the hands. Inhale into Cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Great job. Opposite side. Go ahead, inhale the left heel up towards the ceiling. Draw the knee towards the nose, rounding in the upper back. Step or help that left foot forward. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Don't give up. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Knee comes over the ankle. Come up onto the fingertips. Gaze forward, breathing in. And exhale, step the right foot to meet the left. Sit back into your imaginary chair. Scoop the fingertips forward and up. Draw the navel in. Reaching up through those fingertips. Ground down. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, release, fold forward, bending those knees or keeping the knees bent to allow the belly to soften over them, just melt over the legs. Sway, let go. You should be feeling nice and warmed up. Go ahead, send the fingertips in alignment with those toes. Wiggle the toes, feel the mat underneath your feet. You're here, you're present, you're okay. Go ahead, step that left foot on back. right knee over the ankle, and try not to step back like me, which was like a plonk. You want to keep the stepping nice and light. Go ahead, come up onto the fingertips, gazing forward, inhaling. Exhale, ground down through the fingertips, step back into your plank posture, shift the weight forward, knees come down, heart slowly comes in between the hands. Inhale into Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Great job. Remember, you can always take a child's pose at any point in the practice. We're just going to hold here for one more breath. Breathing in and exhale. Last big deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead, gaze forward. Inhale the right heel up towards the sky. See if we can open up the hip, bending the knee, stacking the right hip over the knee, squaring the heart down towards the yoga mat. And then see if you can step or help that right foot forward in between the hands. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Now, if you have blocks, that's always nice to have them alongside you to help you up. But let's go ahead and see if maybe you don't have the blocks. If you can draw the navel in and just come to rise. Another way to do this is place the hand onto the knee, walk the hands up. And you may fall and it may be hard, but you just come back in. Stay with me. Maybe with both hands onto that right knee. Take a nice big deep breath in. Side out. So notice how my back left foot, I send that heel over the toes. Feel a nice stretch in my toes. And if at any point our knees start to hurt, it's okay. You can do this with semi-straight legs as well. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale. You can move the hands to the hips like me if it feels good. Last big deep inhale and exhale. Step it forward. Nice. All right, go ahead. Transfer the weight to the left foot. Send the right knee on up and then release. And then transfer the weight to the right foot and send the left knee on up. And just feel where you're at today. Right knee, left knee. It's like we're marching it out. All right, now here, transfer the weight into the left foot, hug the right knee in towards the heart space. Hold, hold, hold. If you fall, it's all good. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, release that right foot. Transfer the weight into the right foot. Draw the navel in, send the knee in alignment with the hip. Really send that energy through the toes of the feet as you lengthen through the crown of the head. Big deep inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath here. And exhale. From here, go ahead, release that foot on down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side and swan dive down. Inhale, slide the hands towards the knees for flat back. Exhale, release, bring the fingertips in alignment with the toes. Step it back into your plank once more. Grounding down, pressing the floor away, gripping down through the fingertips. And when you are ready, go ahead, shift the weight forward, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale, child's pose or downward dog. I'm gonna take a child's pose. So take a nice big deep inhale into the back and exhale. When you are absolutely ready, go ahead and come into your downward facing dog. We're gonna go ahead, inhale the left heel up towards the ceiling. Draw the knee towards the nose, step the left foot or help that left foot on forward. Coming up onto fingertips, hug the inner thighs in towards each other. You can use your blocks to come on up, or you can walk the hands up the knee, and then see if you can place both hands on the hips. Keep that left hip, sending that energy back as the right hip moves forward. Keep the right heel over the toes, heart nice and open. Last big deep inhale. And on an exhale, go ahead, step it on forward. Adding on to the balance posture. Inhale, draw the knee in, transferring the weight into the left foot, and then see if you can kick the right heel on back. Now you may want to place hands on the floor or 2 fingers on the floor or on 2 blocks, or you may want to go ahead and try for that warrior 3. And already I fell, but look, I just come back in. That's the great thing about seeing a teacher fall. It's like, oh, she just came back in. It's not the end of the world. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Kick the right heel up. Let's take a standing split. So, standing splits are challenging. Keep sending the nose towards the knee as you kick the right heel up. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of that left leg. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, release the right foot to meet the left and forward fold. Inhale to sweep the hands to the side and up. Hands come through prayer. And release. Excellent. Let's take that into the opposite side. So hug the left knee in, transferring the weight to the right foot. And then see if we can bring the hands together. Kick that left heel back. You can find your balance in any way. I'm just gonna come straight into my warrior 3 practice. Notice how one side's always different than the other. It's fascinating. This side is a little bit more stable, though I fell on both sides. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath in. And on an exhale, go ahead, release the hands, take a standing split, send the nose towards the shin, keep a slight bend in the right knee. Send that heel of the left foot up, 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 up. Last 2 breaths, inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, go ahead, slide that left foot to meet the right. Gaze forward, slide the hands up towards the knees, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the toes or fingertips in alignment with the toes. Step back into your plank posture. Take a nice big deep inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Gaze between the hands. Inhale the left heel up towards the ceiling. Draw the knee towards the nose, step the left foot in between the hands. Go ahead, hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Place the hands onto the hips, coming back into that lunge. You may feel a little bit more confident and grounded now. From here, bring the hands to prayer. Ground down through the left foot. Just go ahead, slide that right foot forward. Come into warrior 3. And maybe reach the hands behind you. You may fall, and that's frustrating. But what's more frustrating is giving up, not knowing how far you can go. When you are ready, go ahead slowly. Hug the right knee back in. Ooh, kind of reversing that movement. Take a nice big deep inhale. And then go ahead, release that right foot on down. Go ahead, sweep that left foot on back. Kick it on back, hands to heart. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, we're on that right foot and it may be dancing, but maybe we have a little bit more confidence and stubbornness to hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Draw the navel on in, kick that left heel up. Last big deep breath in. And exhale, go ahead, slide the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side. Exhale, fold forward. Slide the hands towards the knees for that flat back. And then on an exhale, go ahead. Fingertips in alignment with the toes, bend the knees, step it back, plank posture. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, shift the weight forward, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, sliding the heart forward into Cobra Posture. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a break here. Big deep breath in. Side out. We're going to be finishing up this balance sequence, so it's all about balance postures. So go ahead, gaze between the hands. See if you can walk the feet towards the hands, coming into forward fold at the front of your yoga mat. Go ahead from here, place the hands to the heart, and then maybe transfer the weight into that left foot, kick the right heel forward. From here, maybe you can send that left hand down and the right hand to the hip. And from here, shoulder over that left wrist. See if you can stack the right hip over the left, keeping the right hand there. This is a more intermediate posture, but I think it's accessible for all levels. It's called Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. Keep opening up in that heart space. Keep that right hand on the hip. If you fall, the floor is right there. Come back in. Last big deep inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Now use all your strength to send that right foot on down. Draw the knee on in. Woo. Come back. Drawing that knee in towards the heart space. Can you cross the right leg over the left knee? And I'm going to turn so you can see me. Just crossing that right leg over the left knee. Just like so. Almost like I have to pee. So you're hugging the inner thighs in towards each other. From here, give yourself a nice big hug. Left arm underneath the right. Excellent. And that calf muscle may be screaming. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, release. Ooh, release. So we did half moon into eagle posture. Shake out the legs. Last vinyasa, grounding down through the feet. Inhale to sweep the hands to the side and up. Exhale, swan dive all the way on down. Inhale, slide the hands towards the knees for a flat back. Exhale, go ahead, release. Ground down through the fingertips, step it back into the plank posture. Shift the weight forward, knees, chest and chin. Inhale to cobra. See if you can really ground down through the fingertips, rise through head, neck, and chest. Curl toes under, press up and back, downward facing dog. Great job. Gaze between the hands. Take a leap of faith. I always like to say, take a leap of faith. Bring the big toes together. Gaze between the hands. See if we can hop maybe a few times to the front of the mat. So you may hop in one sort of swoop, or it may take you a few hops, but hop it forward. Shake out the knees. Be mindful if you're working with any knee injuries for these postures. Go ahead, kick that left heel up. The right shoulder is over the wrist. And then see if you can send the left hand to the hip. We're using that left foot like a propeller, guiding us until eventually, we open up in the hip. You may need to adjust. And if you fall, I'm not saying aim to fall, but if you fall, come back in. Over time, you will be able to send the left hand up. I know this is a challenging one, but that's why I left it for the end. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath here. And exhale. Go ahead, use your core strength, draw the knee in to slowly cross the left foot over the right. You may fall a few times, but I'm right here with you. Go ahead, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. Go ahead, see if you can send that right arm underneath the left, giving yourself a hug. Squeeze. If you fall, come back in. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last big deep breath here. Exhale. Release the arms. Shake out the legs. Roll out the ankles. Ooh, the calf muscles may be burning. That's okay. Go ahead, come up onto the tippy toes. Draw the navel in. Reach the fingertips up. Exhale, release the heels down. Come into forward fold. Take a hold of those ankles. Feel a nice stretch in the calf muscles. Counter stretching all of that hard work. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Exhale, fold just a little bit more. Great job. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Know that you are enough. If you fell, if you maybe did left foot instead of right foot, know you're enough. You're worthy.
that your mistakes do not define you, and that your failures do not define you. And falling isn't failure. It's just learning and getting stronger. From here, come up onto the fingertips. Okay, if you have any sort of knee injuries, I want you to go ahead and come to sit onto the ground and just watch me for when you feel a little bit more stable and have more strength in the knees. For everyone else, come up onto the toes and see if you can sit onto the heels of the feet and then maybe balance here. So I have my blocks in front of me, or you can use 2 fingers on the side, drawing the navel in just to feel it, and then eventually coming here. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. And when you're absolutely ready, go ahead slowly come to sit. You may fall a little bit like I did. Send the soles of the feet together and then bring the knees or the heels of the feet a little bit away from the pelvis, making a diamond shape with the legs. This is called Cobra Posture. And I like it because I feel it gets into different areas of the hips and lower body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, send the forehead down and down to the feet. And you may not get there all the way. You may nestle your forehead in between the feet. It doesn't matter. The reason why I fell in love with yoga is because I didn't have to be anything more. Even with you, I don't have to be anything more. I can fall and it can be genuine, and it's part of the practice and it's part of the learning experience. A lot of the times we see these perfect postures and we forget the road and the journey on how one individual may have gotten there. So it's important to keep that in mind as a beginner. And ask yourself again, am I so hard on myself in real life that sometimes I don't even start the journey, I don't even start the process, or I want to give up in the middle of it when I just started and I'm on a roll, I'm learning. Food for thought. Take a nice big deep inhale and exhale. Slowly come to rise. Delicious. All right. Bring the knees together. Place the hands underneath those shoulders and just windshield wiper the knees. I find my knees always feel a little bit tired after these practices that are sometimes so hard on the lower body. I feel sometimes in this practice, the knees feel the most impact because we're standing so firm and so hard. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and lie down, so I'm just gonna remove my mic pack for now. Place it to the side. And then go ahead, come to slowly lie on down onto your back. And draw the knees in and give yourself a nice gentle massage. And just enjoy it. From here, go ahead, see if you can place the feet on down, scooch the hips over to the right, and allow the knees to fall on over to the left, maybe even crossing like that eagle posture, crossing the right leg over the left leg for a nice eagle twist, feeling a nice gentle elongation from the right hip to the right shoulder. Gazing maybe over the right arm that is cactusing out, elbow in alignment with the shoulder, wrist in alignment with the elbow. Taking it into the opposite side. Scooching the hips over to the left, maybe already making that cross if you did it on the opposite side or not. Setting both knees over to the right, feeling a nice luscious stretch on the left side. And if the spine does crack, snap, crackle, pop, no pain, just this nice release. Enjoy it.
Last big deep breath in. Exhale. All right. Uncross the legs, send the knees back to center. Release one foot down, then the other. Place both hands on the belly or allow both hands to release alongside you. Take a nice big deep inhale into that belly. And sigh it out. Take a nice big deep inhale into the chest. And exhale. Be one with your breath. And I know that this may be hard, but really take a moment of gratitude, thanking yourself. I know it's easier said than done. You may even thank myself for what? But your body did a lot today. Allow yourself to simply thank yourself for all that you've done and all that you do. Give your mind a moment to pause and rest. Feel the body become heavy on the floor. Feel the lips soften, the face soften. And just give yourself a moment of pause. When you're absolutely ready, you can slowly begin to bring awareness back into your feet, into your toes, or you can stay here for as long as you want in your Shavasana practice, enjoying when you're ready. You can roll on to your side. And then press on up to your comfortable seated position. And I want to thank you for practicing with me today, for playing around with the fear of falling, and maybe you learned a little bit something about yourself on this yoga mat, knowing that this is a journey that you can take off the mat with you. Release the idea of mistakes and failure as being end game, and recognize that everything is part of this long, encapsulated journey. Bring the hands to prayer. May there always be peace and love within your thoughts. May there always be peace and love within your words. And may there always be peace and love within your heart. Let's close this practice with one loud Om and 3 Shantis for peace. Inhaling for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Have an amazing day, night, week, or weekend. Namaste.